At Total Pharmacy Care, we fill your prescriptions and answer any questions about your medications. No distractions and no long lines. Tell your doctor to send your prescriptions to Total Pharmacy Care. Welcome back to another episode of Unwired Appalachia, the only podcast you really need in your life. That's probably not true, but
I'm sure there's some other ones.
We cover some ground.
I'm not going to say that because I like to listen to a bunch of podcasts.
Me too. I listen to a bunch of podcasts. We're a podcast you need in your life.
Yeah, you should listen to us. You can listen to us.
We'll touch on some things that you care about. Anyway, this is Season 2, Episode 21. Shout out to Tayshaun Prince. Personally, probably my favorite Wildcat. I think Corey's with me on that one.
I'm a Mashburn, Rex Chapman type of dude, but Tayshaun's high up on the list. Very high up on the list.
Also,
the Mahan.
No thanks to the Adam Mahan Research Department on this.
Listen to
How do you leave
names.
Tayshaun out?
These are the names the Adam Mahan Research Department came up with. Paul O'Neill, L.T. LaDainian Thomason, Tiki Barber, Roger Clemens, Tim Duncan, Dominique Wilkins, Kevin Garnett with the T-Wolves, not the Celtics, Sammy Sosa, Roger Clemens, and Warren Spahn. No Tayshaun.
Thank God he got Warren Spahn in there, though. Wow.
That's the Adam Mahan Research Department.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of the LA where he got hit in the head with a basketball.
Yeah, he got hit in the face with a basketball. Took a shot on the sideline. That's just, that's occupational hazard.
It's part of this part of the danger. That's part of the danger.
It's tough out in these streets, man.
It's tough, man.
It's tough. Anyway, thanks again for joining us. We're going to say a quick thank you to our sponsors. We got great sponsors on this show. First off, Bruce Walters. Bruce Walters just updated pricing on all of their new inventory. Go check them out, brucewaltersford.net. Also, a big thank you to the good people at Caremore Pharmacy and Nova Pharmacy. Joel and Sandy Thornberry, two people that I like.
Who we played trivia against last week.
Yeah,
Joel
we did play trivia against them. I don't know how we stacked up against them. We didn't win.
No, we did not.
That's all I know.
We did pretty good, though. We
did okay. Yeah. For not knowing a lot of the categories, I feel like we did all right. It is flu season, however, and the professional pharmacists at Nova Pharmacy and Caremore Pharmacy want you to get vaccinated. Call Joel or Sandy Thornberry today and get vaccinated and stay healthy. Nova Pharmacy is 606-432-2274 or Caremore Pharmacy at 606-639-2273.
We're also brought to you by Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. If you're looking for quality care for loved ones, look no further than Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. Both facilities treat your loved ones with care and respect. They offer therapy, daily activities, exquisite cuisine, and home-like settings to make your family members feel at home. Call to schedule an appointment today. At Cedar Creek, call Jessica Thacker, Trevor's wife, at 432-8243, and at Good Shepherd, call 456-8725. Caring for your loved ones is what we do best.
And just side note about the trivia, astronomy, not our category.
Astronomy is not our category.
We smoke sport. Baseball,
sports,
we were great.
Movies. Yeah. I mean, pretty much anything but astronomy. We did pretty good on.
They hit us at our weakest point, for sure, astronomy.
I don't look at the stars. I can't tell you nothing about them.
Yeah, well, me either, so I had no answers for them. Anyway, jumping right in, we just came off an absolutely electric All-A tournament. The boys' championship game was this past Sunday, recording this on Tuesday. Boys Championship, what an electric environment it was. Paintsville versus Shelby Valley. And real quick, I think just from me going around talking to people before the game started, I think the consensus was Shelby Valley was the favorite coming into this game.
They were the defending champs.
Yep.
They had all the momentum. A lot of people pegged them to go back to the state and make some noise, but man, got to give Paintsville credit.
Yeah, you got to give Paintsville
credit.
I mean, this kid, listen, people that know local sports and maybe cover it like you know the name Colby Fugit. Mm-hmm. But if you don't know this, I mean, kid's a sophomore at Paintsville, right? Absolutely a gamer. Swag was on a million for that game. Put in just an unbelievable performance, going toe-to-toe with one of the best players in the state, Cody Potter.
Cody Potter finished with 34. He's a senior. He's been there before. He's averaging about 26 on the season. Kobe Fugit also ended with 34. I mean, it was like Cody Potter would come down and hit a three.
Yeah.
Kobe Fugit would go back and answer with a three.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just back and forth in that fourth quarter. And, I mean, it really – even the excitement, I mean, it came down to the last second. And Shelby Valley had a shot, and it just, kind of fell short a little bit.
Well, I don't think Paintsville actually took the lead in the game until middle of the third quarter or so. I mean,
they went on – they fell down early, and then they went on an 11-0 run to tie the game late. It was 40-40 going into the fourth. But they took a 1-point lead somewhere there in that late stages of the third. But – I mean, and then they came out, and I think they scored the first 4 points of the fourth quarter to take the lead in the fourth. And then it was just back and forth after that.
And listen, big shout-out to both schools' fan sections. They both brought it.
Got after
Paintsville and Shelby Valley, both, great supporters in the stands. There was an electric environment in here on Sunday. It really was.
Sunday was, but, Saturday was, Friday was. I mean, we've got to give credit to some of these other teams. Pikeville put up a tremendous fight.
A beat-up Pikeville team, too.
A very beat-up.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost Lathan Hall Friday night, and we hate to see anybody get injured, but, the word is it could be a possible torn ACL, so if that's the case, he's probably done. Just a phenomenal talent. Riley Salmons, Saturday night against Shelby Valley, they think he may have, got his cornea scratched. He had to leave. Valley jumped on them 22-1 in the first quarter, and Pikeville came back. I thought they grew up a lot down the stretch in that game.
Well, they had no choice. I mean, really playing shorthanded like that without such a key piece for that Pikeville team. I mean, that's the floor general. I know Riley Salmons, they depend a lot on a lot of these players, but, losing Lathan Hall was a huge blow.
Huge. I mean, he's one of the top point guards in the region. I mean, a young sophomore, too, so hopefully – he's going to have time to come back and, next year and come back stronger. But you still hate to see him miss the rest of this season.
Well, Paintsville's going to be heading down to Richmond representing the 15th region. And real quick, maybe even bigger than the two players, Colby Fugate and Cody Potter going head-to-head in the tournament was the call. I don't know who those guys were calling the game for.
I think it's a local podcast that just started up.
It wasn't myself and Charlie Pinson.
No, it was. I think it's a local podcast that started up out of Floyd County, I believe. I'm not sure.
Shout out to those guys. They're getting a lot of – I mean, that was a huge viral video going around. I saw Barstool Sports repost it. ESPN reposted it. I mean, people are really 606 by God.
Well, I mean, we love to see people excited about high school basketball. Those guys were excited.
Those guys were very excited.
I'm sure Charlie Pinson was excited on the call up there beside of you. I'm sure you were excited.
I'm excited. My biggest fear is getting overly excited and saying words that I probably not allowed to say on the Intermountain Cable Network.
We would never do that, folks. We would never get overly excited and say something we shouldn't.
That's a fact. We're politically correct pretty much 100% of the time.
100% of the time.
I almost never say anything that upsets anybody.
I've never said anything upsetting to anybody.
But big shout out to Paintsville again. I mean, hard-earned win for them. And now they go to Richmond to represent the 15th region.
Yeah, and, they have Harlan, independent school coming up their first game. Harlan's 8-8. They got a really good point guard. Also, Hazard is there.
Yeah.
Hazard boys, we cover Hazard as well. They've got Louisville Collegiate. Both of these teams will play on Thursday. I think the first one's going to be Paintsville and Harlan at 5, and then following will be Hazard at 6:30. I might have that mixed up, but one of them plays at 5 and the other one plays at 6:30. Also, Shelby Valley girls are on their way to Richmond. They'll play tomorrow night, Wednesday night, which this will be at Wednesday. They'll play tonight at 9:30. They'll be the late game, the main last game down there. They went down there 2 years ago and made it all the way to the championship. They're hoping they can do that again. We'll be down there and covering all these. I'll be down there Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday, Saturday, and hopefully even Sunday.
Well, and I think if there's any year that's a possibility, it's this year because we know Shelby Valley girls team is super talented.
Super talented.
Got people that can fill it up. They got girls that can put the ball in the basket all over the court, and they've got a pretty good player there that they're just now working into the mix, man. Cassidy Rowe gets healthy, all bets are off.
Hey, we talked about it last week. She sees the floor.
It's unbelievable.
Like nobody I've seen at that level from the girls' game. Now, we've seen a lot of good passers. Keegan Works but Cassidy Rowe, I mean, boys or girls, she's as good as passer as you'll see anywhere. I mean, this girl can see the floor, and, she's hitting her jump shots and this and that. And she's only probably, I would guess she's probably 60, 70% healthy.
Yeah, I mean, just watching her, and, it's not like I've studied her game or anything like that, but just from my perspective, it looks like she's not able to run, cut, do those kind of things at full strength, yet she made a massive impact on the couple of games that she played in and was huge in that semifinal game that Shelby Valley had. So good luck to the Shelby Valley girls and good luck to the Paintsville boys. We'll be keeping an eye on that, and I'm sure we'll be talking more about it next week. Another big thing that happened this weekend, Super Bowl is set. I think you were 100% on that. Did you not pick the Niners versus the?
Yeah, I did. That's what I picked last week. But beginning of the season, I picked Kansas City and L.A. I'm not going to act like that was my pick all year.
Yeah.
I was wrong about I got the AFC West or the NFC West right, but it was the wrong team.
Well, at least you got that.
And then last week I did say
that's all I'm counting. So. Listen, we go back all the way to the first of the year. I'm pretty sure I picked the Saints and the Steelers.
Well, I'm just saying you were the guy who picked LSU a year and a half ago. I mean, after the end of last year.
Yeah, but that's listen, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. So. But Super Bowl's set. I mean, I think it's going to be a great matchup. The 49ers really dominated the Packers. Man, I've thought the Packers, I don't know why I picked them. I should have my head checked for picking them. I have no idea why I picked them to beat the 49ers. I thought the Packers were a little overrated all year, yet I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I think it was just the belief in Aaron Rodgers. But the 49ers ran it all over them.
I mean, that's all they did is run the ball. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Jimmy G didn't have to do anything. It was run the ball, defense, take care of the problems. That's it. That's a success, and it worked. It's been working all year. That defense is fast.
Yeah, they're nasty.
This Kansas City offense is fast. I'm very excited to see how Kansas City's offense matches up with 49ers defense.
Yeah, me too. And Kansas City, I mean, Pat Mahomes, you just can't say enough about the guy. I'm not sure he's ever had a bad game in the NFL that I can just reach back top of my head and recall just an absolute meltdown of a horrible game, which most quarterbacks have. For me, I love to see Andy Reid finally get the Super Bowl. But
cool.
My gut is telling me that San Francisco is going to win this game.
I can see arguments for both teams. I like the Chiefs just because that offense is quick strike. Tennessee, if you notice, they dominated the style of play. They dominated the ball. Didn't matter.
No.
I mean, they had a 17-7 lead with about 4 minutes to go before halftime, and Pat Mahomes goes up and puts 2 touchdowns on the board before halftime, takes a lead, never looks back. I mean, I think he got up as many as 18 at one point. He's just tremendous. I mean, there's no stopping him once he gets in a rhythm, and he can also beat you with his legs.
Yeah, I mean, he can make things happen outside the pocket, and then just the weapon, the guys that you have to account for if you're a defense playing against that Kansas City offense is almost too much. I mean, this is like greatest show on turf level talent on the offensive side of the ball. Tyreek Hill's a freak. Travis Kelce's a freak.
Yeah.
They're doing this basically with a couple of guys just pieced together running game.
Yeah, I mean, they really don't have a run game, and they really don't need a run game. Like, who cares? The thing that really does impress me about Patrick Mahomes sometimes is, some people eye a receiver. He'll eye a spot, and he'll just throw the ball to a spot and hope somebody goes over there and catches the ball. And most of the time, Tyreek Hill will slide in out of nowhere and make a catch or somebody like that. So, I mean, to me, that is very impressive. You don't see a lot of, guys just throwing the spots anymore.
Well, and you don't see that. And then another thing you don't see is as good as, we see quarterbacks in the NFL, as good at arms as we see Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, guys like that. Pat Mahomes just seems to be next level with arm talent. I mean, can absolutely throw frozen rope 70 yards down the field, flick it 70 yards.
Yeah, and the fun thing about this offense is that he can throw it like that, but it doesn't look like they're really running specific plays. It looks like he's out there running backyard football. Right. I mean, some of these plays that they're coming through and making it's mostly go routes or guys, coming off a go route or off a curl and moving. That pocket was clean last week. I mean, they got no pressure on him. that's the one thing the 49ers have in their advantage. They
Mm-hmm.
can, that's the thing. Can they get to him? And if they do, can they bring him down?
Right. I mean, that front four for the Niners, I mean, they can get to the quarterback. It's going to be crucial that Kansas City able to keep Pat Mahomes can break the pocket, like we said, make things happen down the field. I think it'll be interesting to see how the Niners' offense is that, because we know Kansas City's offense is giving up the run all year. It'd be interesting to see how Kyle Shanahan, that offense, kind of schemes up KC's defense.
All kinds of cool stories in this Super Bowl,
Yeah.
too. Kyle Shanahan and his dad are the only father-sons who coach in the Super Bowl. Andy Reid's now, one of his things is he's taken 2 teams to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Can he finally win one? I mean, a lot of different things in this Super Bowl that are going to, there's going to be a lot of questions, a lot of storylines going in. And with the 2-week build-up, that's the fun part for us to sit back. Now, as people who like to make little side bets during the game and while they're watching the Super Bowl, now's the time where, to see what kind of little side bets are the top ones.
Right.
I'm sure, the line right now is Kansas City 1-point favorite.
It's going to end up being a pick 'em. I mean,
It's
these
gonna
two
be.
teams.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
And you very rarely see that in the NFL now in the Super Bowl, a 3-point or under.
Yeah, you don't see
spread.
big
It's
favorites.
usually, I mean, it's usually pretty close. But I'm interested to see some of these, side bets and these fun little bets during the game. I mean, to me, that's part of the fun of the Super Bowl. One of the ones I always like is the Stars Battle.
Yeah, how long the national anthem
how long
lasts.
does the national anthem last? I mean, stuff like that.
Well,
So,
there's nothing about this game. If you go on a lot of these sports books, there's nothing about the game or anything surrounding the game that you can't bet, and it's fun. It's
it's
little
fun.
prop bets like that are really part of Super Bowl week. So we'll be talking about it again because obviously we got 2 weeks
got
for the
another
game.
week.
Right now, who you like?
I like
know
Kansas
you're
City.
with the Chiefs.
I've said it all year. I like Kansas City to win it this year. I'm not going to change that, but I do think that's a tough matchup for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs, but for part of me still feels I don't know. My gut tells me San Francisco is going to win this game. I think San Francisco's a more complete team than the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs' best players on offense, especially, are way better than the Niners' best players on their offense.
I would agree.
So I think that's a fair statement. And then we'll go straight in, talk a little bit of UK basketball. Cats come off a 73-66 win at Arkansas, which is a place we talked about last week. Cal's teams almost never play well there.
Didn't play particularly well there until Cal got kicked out in the last couple minutes of the game. And we watched most of this game before the All-A. And then when I was leaving is when Cal got kicked out and Kenny Payne took over and immediately went to a zone defense, and it worked.
Yeah, it was able to work, and they were able to pull it out down the stretch. We even said when he got kicked out, this is going to go either really well for us or we're just going to be completely dejected and get beat at Arkansas. We've got Georgia coming up for the second time in, a month? Less than a month? Yeah.
Couple weeks.
We beat them by 9 last time.
We're 11.5-point favorites at home this time. I mean, Georgia's a tough matchup as well. I mean, but it's at home. You should come out and take care of business, I'd imagine. I mean, you've already beat Georgia at Georgia. That's the tough place to play.
Anthony Edwards, that's the thing. Can you shut him down?
Can we shut him? But I mean, the other thing that we saw a couple glimpses of daylight from Keon Brooks Saturday, but we need more than a glimpse. We need more than a play. We need him to put together, consistent minutes. We need him to put together, full game.
Yeah, and at this point, you don't want to dog guys out too bad. E.J. Montgomery,
He's got to step up. He's got to step up.
He stinks. I'm just going to say it.
Right
Right now, he stinks.
He does.
E.J. Montgomery and Nick Richards cannot be on the floor at the same time. E.J. Montgomery's not a power forward.
No.
He's lost out there with Nick Richards on the floor.
And if we can get some of that productivity out of Brooks, then that kind of takes, Montgomery away a little bit. So.
I have a feeling we're going to be saying this a bunch more, but we need something out of Brooks or Whitney.
And this is a crazy college basketball year.
Yeah.
There is no rhyme or reason for anything to happen.
And I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite.
There's not.
There's not. And same with the 15th region.
There's not.
There's not a team that you've seen right now that you're like, that team is so much better than everybody else.
Well, Paintsville showed that anybody can be beat. I mean, Paintsville's 9-8 on the season. They played a really tough schedule. They come out and they beat Shephard Valley, who everybody thought, was going to run through the all-A.
So Kentucky with Georgia at home, and then we go into the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Played tough team, Texas Tech, in the championship game last year. Where is that game? Do you know where that game is?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
It's not a home game. United Supermarkets Arena, so I guess we're playing it at Texas Tech in Lubbock. Good God Almighty. Is that where that is?
That is not a good place to play. It's still, you show up and play, you got a chance to win it. I mean, honestly, it's going to be a tough one, but, Kentucky can beat this team. They can beat any team.
Yeah, it's at Texas Tech. So, Kentucky probably going to be the underdog going in that game. I'm just guessing. If we lose against Georgia, for sure we're the underdog going against Texas Tech. I think even if we win, we're probably a few-point underdog in that game. But, this team's kind of showed up against ranked.
They play well. They play well against ranked.
Tyrese Maxey. We're going to need Tyrese Maxey.
We need Tyrese Maxey to show up and play. We need Quickly to hit his shots. We need Richards to hit the boards. I mean, we need a lot of these guys to show up and play the way they've been playing. So.
Emmanuel Quickly's right now the best player on the team.
He's the most consistent. To me, most consistent equals the best player.
And then if we got a quick second, we okay on time? Okay. So I just heard this on the way back down. There's a couple little things on the Bengals, all right?
Okay. Let's get into it.
Zach Taylor expects A.J. Green to re-sign with the Bengals.
I think that's not a bad thing. I think Mike Brown loves A.J. Green. I think Mike Brown's going to give him a ton of money.
I just feel, in my mind, I just expected A.J. Green to go elsewhere. He's rich. A.J. Green's okay on money, I suspect.
I think Mike Brown's going to make him the best offer. We got a ton of money to spend.
We got the first pick, which we're keeping. They've announced they are going to keep that first pick.
They are keeping it. It should be Joe Burrow.
Are we going to ruin Joe Burrow? That's what I'm worried
I don't think
about.
so. I think Joe Burrow's going to be another Carson Palmer type for us. I mean, I hope he is. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking in my head. That's who he reminds me a lot of Carson Palmer. Big, strong guy, can make all the throws. Very smart. So I'm hoping he's Carson Palmer 2.0 for us before the first knee injury.
I mean,
we're going to take Chase Young and we're going to be terrible again.
I'm also worried about that. So Chase Young's a guy that's going to come out and probably have a really good pro day in combine. He's going to run some ridiculous 40 time. And these NFL GMs and owners, they love those 40 times. They put way too much stock in. I mean, we got a guy on our team, John Ross, who we picked
number 9 overall
specifically for his 40 time.
Not saying he's a bad player.
No, of course not.
That's not what the Bengals need.
Yeah.
No, we're stacked at the defensive end. We've got Carlos Dunlap, who's a multiple-time Pro Bowler. We got Sam Hubbard, who is in his 3rd year going on his 4th, so he should be right in his prime. We also got Carl Lawson, who is a defensive pass rusher specialist. So we've got depth at defensive end.
Yeah, and listen, we're not in a position where, like the 49ers were 4-12 last year, we're not in a position where we can draft one guy and make a couple free agent signings and we're in the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow could come in and be a great player for us, but if we don't put some guys around him, get that O-line fixed, get the second level of the defense and secondary.
We'll have our number 1 pick from last year, Jonah Williams, showing up from Alabama, who didn't play it down. Hopefully, if we re-sign AJ, he didn't play it down. Then we got Joe Mixon coming back. We got people in play. We got talent. The one thing that the 49ers had, though, is Jimmy G got hurt last year.
That's correct.
So that set everything up. I mean, they just got their starting quarterback back. They already had a good defense.
Made the trade for Emmanuel Sanders. Bring him in.
Make a trade for draft Bosa number 1. Boom.
Debo Samuel's been huge for them this year.
I mean, just a couple good draft picks and, some guys that they already had, and, it's a brand new team.
All right, so we're all on the same boat that we're going into the offseason optimistic that the Bengals are going to –
I think we can make a playoff run next year.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to believe that. You've talked me into it.
I think we can.
Listen, Joe Burrow. I hope they take Joe Burrow. That's all I'm saying.
I think you almost have to.
And then the last thing I'll talk about real quick, and this can just be a one-word answer, yes or no, does Tom Brady play for the Patriots next year?
Yes. Brady's back. I don't know about Belichick.
Wow, what? Is that the Adam Mahan hot take of the day?
That's a hot take.
Holy cow.
If I'm Joe Kraft, who am I going he's not going to not choose Tom Brady. And if this comes down to the choice, I think Belichick walks away before Brady walks away. So,
damn,
maybe I'm wrong. But
you just pretzeled my brain there. I wasn't expecting that at all. What do you think? Brady a Patriot? Yes or no? No, I don't think so either.
Let's see how it plays out.
I don't think so either. I think that the Patriots. Listen, his contract's up. He's going to want to. He's taking a pay cut for 20 years.
I think at this point he wants to be where he wants to be.
Yeah,
I think somewhere on the beach or.
I think he wants to be in New England, and I think Belichick probably won't want him there. I think it's going to spill over from last year before, and get really heated. And I would imagine Belichick walks away before Brady.
That's unbelievable. I mean, we'll see. We'll end up seeing what happens, but my gosh, I did not expect that. I don't think he's with New England next year.
I like a good story.
That's a great story. They keep Brady and Belichick goes.
I like a good story.
I think that not only is Belichick going to be there, I think when he retires, his son ends up taking over. I think it's a Belichick just the next 20 years.
The one way I see Brady leaving is he might, if he somehow could go and join Vrabel, but I just don't know that. I don't see that happening.
Tom Brady and Giselle. Well, Nashville's a good city. Nashville's not a terrible city. Seems like a lot of people are on the Chargers.
I just
terrible fan base. Getting a new arena.
I just don't see that fit. I can't see that happening.
Good pieces, good wide receivers, probably a better offense. Like,
are they? If Phillip Rivers wants to come back, you're going to tell me the Chargers aren't going to let him come back?
No chance the Chargers bring Phillip Rivers back.
He's got kids to feed.
I'm not saying he's going to retire. I think he'll probably be in Miami or somewhere next year. Phillip Rivers got too many kids to put in college. He's going to play till he's 50 years old. I think that Tom Brady, I don't know where he ends up. He's not with the Patriots, but I kind of like your thing, so I hope that ends up happening.
It would be very interesting.
Yeah,
I think whatever happens, it's going to be interesting. I don't think there's a simple cut yes or no answer to that.
Well, listen, that's one hell of a way to end it. I mean, I love that answer. Be sure to go down, give us a like and a subscribe. All of the did I miss something?
Just want to give a quick shout out to Betsy Lane's Esports.
Yep.
They competed last week in the state championship. Their first time competing, and the first season of the Esports in Betsy Lane. They make it all the way to state championship, win the first round, and go on to the second round. They lose, but great showing. And then now you're starting to see other teams pop up now with the Esports. So congrats to Betsy Lane. They're one of the leaders out here doing it and setting an example, and other teams are following. And it's something that we want to see everybody grow and participate in. So.
They lost to Bowling Green, who's the number one team in the state in Rocket League.
Wow!
And they will probably be the state champions for Rocket League this season.
Betsy Lane Bobcats.
The E-Bobcats.
E-Cats. The E-Cats.
The E-Cats.
Hey, I love it.
Yeah, I wish they had stuff like that when I was in high school.
And then real quick, I think we should bring up Belfry's
Katie Ball. Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
The 2A state championship was going on this past weekend. 33 points, 27 rebounds. This girl, I'm telling you, man, like if you not watched her play, she is fun to watch. She can do a little bit of everything. A nice young lady as well. I mean, very well spoken. I've done an interview with her earlier this season. It's on our Facebook page. You go back and stroll.
Yeah. Check it
out. She's had colleges all over after her. Commits to UPike. I mean, what a great fit. I mean, you hear Marshall, you hear people say, well, Florida was looking at her, and this person was looking. Sometimes home is where you want to be.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in that. UPike's a great program.
Absolutely. And
they're getting a great player, and she's going to contribute right away, I would imagine.
27 rebounds.
27 rebounds.
I mean, did anybody else get a rebound? I mean, that's unbelievable. So big shout out to Katie Ball and the Belfry Lady Pirates basketball team. And again, thank you for joining us. I actually I think I'm good this time, right? We're
Yeah,
good on
you're
all
good.
zombies.
You're good.
Thank you again for joining us for another episode. Give us a like and a subscribe, and follow us on all the social medias at Unwired App.
At Unwired App. And if you need any sports research, just give the Adam
Mahan
Mahan Research Sports Department a holler. He'll find it for you.
Just come down to the Appalachian newspapers, knock on the side door. And
Yeah, he'll come out.
I don't want to dox his address.
No,
That would be bad.
No.
Because there's
We'll hook you up if you need to find out something. We'll hook you up with a man who knows.
That's right. Adam Mahan's a guy in high demand. We all know that.
Everybody wants information from
They're
Mahan.
pulling at him all the time. So anyway, thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next week.